The idea of adding more members to the Union may seem appealing, but a closer look shows that strengthening the core should come before adding new members. This interesting look into the different reasons why the BRICS Union needs to be strengthened shows how important it is to do so. What if the best way to make the BRICS Union reach its full potential isn't to add more members, but to focus on making it stronger internally? As we learn more about how economic integration, geopolitical impact, institutional strengthening, and global coordination work, we will find out something surprising. Stay tuned as we find out more about the BRICS Alliance's secret power. The BRICS Alliance is held together by geopolitical impact, which fuels hopes of changing the world order and taking on established powers. In this dynamic group of Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa, the quest for global power takes on many different, more interesting forms. So, let's take a trip through the BRICS Alliance, which is a complex web of geopolitical influence where power plays and strategic moves shape the future of countries. At its core, the BRICS Alliance's goal for geopolitical power is driven by a desire to balance out the unipolar world order. These rising powers are eager to take on the big players and make their voices heard on the world stage. Together, the BRICS countries work for a more fair international system by pushing for changes to institutions that are already in place and supporting causes that are important to the developing world. They are change agents who upset the status quo and offer a compelling option to the power structures that are already in place. Within the BRICS Alliance, geopolitical power is built on the strength of diplomacy, which is a symphony of strategic relationships and collaborations. Each member country brings its own geopolitical strengths and regional influence to the table. Together, these strengths make a force that is stronger than the sum of its parts. The BRICS countries navigate the complicated web of international relations by making joint statements and agreeing on policy views. They also form alliances and build bridges between continents. Their diplomatic skills have no limits, and their power goes far beyond the borders of their own countries. But the BRICS countries' real strategic power comes from how they use their economic power. Their combined economic strength gets a lot of attention around the world. This is because their GDP numbers are going up, and they want to keep growing. By working together on their economies, making good trade deals, and investing wisely in key industries, the BRICS countries can shape their own futures. They use their economic power to try to change decisions around the world, and they want a seat at the table where foreign economic policy is made. As each member country takes the lead in its own area, the BRICS Alliance also has a regional flavor in terms of geopolitical impact. The Union is strong because Brazil has a lot of power in Latin America, Russia has a lot of power in Eurasia, India is important in South Asia, China is important in East Asia, and South Africa is important in Africa. They change the way an area works, help people get along, and have an effect far beyond their own borders. The BRICS countries are regional powerhouses that are setting the stage for a new era of political impact. But military power and economic success are not the only ways to have an impact. The BRICS countries know how important it is to show soft power, which is the art of winning hearts and minds. Their rich cultural history, powerful arts and entertainment industries, and highly regarded intellectual capital all help them use soft power to get along with other countries. Through cultural exchanges, educational programs, and sharing their ideals with the rest of the world, the BRICS countries tell a story that people around the world can relate to. They shape how people around the world think, build alliances based on shared ideals, and use their power in a smart way. Join us as we find out about the hidden problems that lie just below the surface. This sparks our interest and makes us want to find out the truth. The risks are high, and the BRICS Alliance's future is at risk. Will the core win, or will the draw of growth overshadow what it could be? Economic integration is one of the most important parts of making the BRICS partnership stronger. The countries that are already members know how important it is to work on strengthening economic bonds and making trade between themselves. By doing this, they might be able to start a wave of economic growth that spreads beyond their own borders. This would make the BRICS Union a powerful economic force. Improving trade between BRICS countries is at the heart of this project. For trade to go smoothly and quickly, the member countries must put a high priority on lowering trade barriers, streamlining customs processes, and harmonizing rules. By making a business-friendly environment, they can give businesses access to new possibilities, encourage cross-border investments, and boost economic growth. This interconnectedness at the heart of the BRICS Alliance creates a positive cycle of economic resilience, as each member benefits from the strengths and resources of their peers. Also, a strong system for economic integration among the BRICS countries helps create jobs. which is a key part of the growth that benefits everyone. As trade and investment flows rise, industries grow, which creates new jobs. This not only helps with unemployment, but it also raises the living standards of millions of people. By putting economic unity first, the BRICS countries can help their people and make social progress, which will strengthen the alliance's base. Also, the deeper economic integration within the core of the BRICS group helps to keep things stable and strong when there are changes in the world economy. By trading with a wider range of countries and using foreign markets less, these countries can protect themselves from shocks and changes in the outside world. With better economic cooperation, they can use their combined skills, share resources, and face problems as a group. This boosts their ability to negotiate in international economic forums, making sure that their views are heard and that their interests are taken into account. The BRICS countries can show how to promote sustainable development by setting a good example as they work to integrate their economies. By making sure their business methods are good for the environment, they can show they are serious about fighting climate change, preserving natural resources, and promoting renewable energy. This shared commitment to sustainable development not only helps fight climate change around the world, but also boosts the alliance's image as a responsible and forward-thinking group. When it comes to solving global problems, the current members of the BRICS group know how important it is to work together and coordinate. As they work together to solve important problems like climate change, healthcare, ending poverty, and making technological advances, the effects of their work reach far beyond their own limits. This coordinated method shows that the alliance is committed to tackling global problems and making a better, more sustainable future for everyone. Climate change is one of the most important problems that need everyone to work together to solve. As big players in the world, the BRICS countries have a lot of power to help make the world cleaner and more sustainable. By combining their resources, knowledge, and technological advances, they can come up with new ways to lessen the effects of climate change, cut carbon emissions, and encourage the use of renewable energy sources. Through joint research projects, platforms for sharing knowledge, and coordinated policy actions, the BRICS countries can make a big difference in meeting global climate goals and making the world more sustainable. Healthcare is another important area where the BRICS countries can work together to make a big difference. By sharing best practices, study results, and expert knowledge, they can improve their healthcare systems, make it easier for people to get good care, and deal with health problems they all face. Collaboration can include working together to fight infectious diseases, make medicines that are cheap and easy to get, and improve the structures of healthcare. By working together, the BRICS countries can make a bigger difference and tackle health problems that affect millions of people. Eliminating poverty is a shared goal that needs the BRICS alliance to work together. By sharing information and experiences, putting in place targeted social welfare programs, and supporting economic growth for everyone, they can help vulnerable groups and reduce differences in income. Sharing successful ways to fight poverty and promoting economic freedom can start a chain reaction of good changes that can help millions of people and add to global efforts to end poverty. In the fast-changing world of today, new technologies bring both possibilities and problems. By working together on research and development, innovation, and digital infrastructure, the BRICS countries can use technology to drive economic growth, improve connectivity, and close the digital gap. Working together on new technologies like artificial intelligence, blockchain, and clean technologies can lead to big changes and put the group at the forefront of technological progress. By working together to solve these global problems, the BRICS countries show how much they care about global stability, sustainable growth, and people's well-being. By combining their resources, skills, and knowledge, they can make each other's strengths stronger and create synergies that make their solutions more effective and have a bigger impact. Also, this coordinated approach makes the alliance stronger and more visible on the world stage, giving them more power to shape the global agenda and make good changes. Institutional strengthening is what the BRICS Union should focus on to make it more effective and trustworthy. This means making sure that institutions already in place, like the new development bank and the contingent reserve arrangement, work well and quickly. Strengthening these organizations not only makes it easier for member countries to work together on finances, but it also helps them deal with the problems that emerging economies face as they grow. By building strong structures, the BRICS countries show that they care about sustainable development and add to the alliance's credibility. What do you think about this?